Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to episode 5 of the Bat and the Bandit podcast with myself, Phil Campbell, and my best friend in the entire whole wide world, Mr. Lee Rogers. Lee, how the hell are you?
I'm not too bad, Chief. How are you?
I'm
a bit fucking tired.
Oh yeah, right.
It's been a long day.
We've discovered doing the podcast in the morning is so much better because come the end of the day, we are essentially just a big bag of wank. So
I tried to have a sleep earlier on there, man. Just I couldn't. Everything that we're going to talk about was just flying around my head. And then
I went home and even tried to have a wank just to get myself off to sleep. And halfway through, I was just like, look.
I had a better hang in the wank, but we'll not talk about that.
Do you have a pizza? Lethal.
Absolutely.
But yes, as always, thank you to everybody that listens, subscribes, even throws a wee bit of shade at us.
We got a bit of shade last week from a couple of English lads, didn't we?
That was nice, wasn't it?
It was good, aye.
Right, let's call him what he was. A cunt. But not only was he a cunt, he was a vegan bicycle riding English cunt. So he threw a wee bit of hate over it. I think it was just one of the wee reels.
Uneducated hate.
Yeah, so it's just one of the wee reels he put up. But you know what? Tell them with a wee bit of kindness.
Yeah, that's
it.
There's
3 other episodes there for you to listen to. Please listen to them in their entirety.
Yeah.
And then give us your feedback on them.
And how did the feedback go?
It was non-existent.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. So that speaks volumes. But yes, to everyone that is enjoying the podcast, thank you so much.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Numbers are rising weekly, and what started as just an avenue for me and you to talk a wee bit of shit.
Yep.
We've
actually started having to do a little bit of research and whatnot.
And it's pretty cool, mate. Well, how's your week been, mate? I always say this to you, what have you been doing? I know exactly what you've been doing, because invariably I've been doing it with you. What's been going on with you?
Well, I'm going to just let me get a sip of this here.
Okay. Dramatic pause.
We're planning the video for the next single.
Yes, talk to me about this.
Well, Zenith Cafe have very kindly let me use the music I recorded with them last year in Nashville.
Very kindly let you use your own music.
That's not exactly how it works, but yeah, it's their recording. They own the masters, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're working on the video for that now. Getting a gypsy jazz thing.
What's the song first? What's the song called?
A song called The Realist Deal, which realist isn't even a word. Well, we're playing it. Myself, Brian Mayer, and Austin Jenks were writing this in Nashville, and it was Brian Mayer. We hit the hook, and Brian Mayer says, "You're the realist deal," and I went, "The realist isn't even a word, but let's fucking call it that. That's great. Let's do that." So the 3 of us wrote this cracking song. I'm over the moon with it. I can't wait to get it out there. It's going to be the video. I'm going to sit back in the video this time. I'm not going to be doing much. I'm going to be there, but I'm not going to be there really.
Yeah.
We've got young Tony Wallace here, and his wee missus. They're going to be doing but they're getting married anyway.
So that's a practice run for them, basically.
It's a practice run for them.
Aye.
So we're going to do a gypsy wedding type thing.
Because Tony's a gypsy.
We're going to have the bare knuckle boxers. Yourself you're going to be in it. Mr. Ian the Hood's going to be in it. The other lads
choreographing a wee fight scene.
Yeah. So me and Jack have a bit of work to do this week with getting the storyboarded and whatnot. And on Sunday we're going to fucking shoot this and see what happens.
But I remember
the more shit. Just add it all on. I can keep going. It's no problem. Like a fucking Duracell bunny.
I remember the first time hearing the song.
Yeah.
I was working. Were you in Nashville?
I was in Nashville. I sent you the rough of it. That's right.
Because you know we're classy bastards. We're both working away internationally. So I was in Bahrain doing a wee bit of work, and you were in Nashville. And I think
we were calling each other every morning. I was waking up like 6, 7 in the morning, and I knew your time would have been
synced up a bit.
So I called you every morning, just updated each other on where we're at.
But you had called me, and you hadn't mentioned the song. I think it was in the background.
I was in the studio.
Yes,
that's right.
And it was just that.
What the fuck's that?
And I was like, hold on a wee second. What the fuck is that? And then you sent me the song, and it put my fucking smoke out, man. I was like,
thank you so much.
Obviously, I'm your pal. Like, I like you as a musician as well. I may be slightly biased, but this is one of the best things you've done.
Thank you so much.
Just because it genuinely is a fucking belter tune, to the point where I was like, actually, what is that, mate? Send me that. So to see now that it's getting a bit of legs now and it's building, it's going to be cool as fuck. Are you looking forward to it, and are you enjoying this new sort of phase of musicianship for you?
What I'm enjoying is writing music. I mean, I put 6-7 songs last month into the publishing.
Yes, we did.
Aye, co-writer, aye. And you know, it's just a nice way for me to work at the minute without the pressures off. Zenith Cafe, as much as I love them, we've both parted ways, recording ways, but I'm still with them for the publishing, which is great, and I'm going to take care of the recording ends of everything myself, which means I've just got the control that I want to have, and if I want to go and do something, I can go and do it. If I don't want to do it, it's not going to happen, you know what I mean? But it's just, for me, it's at the minute, the way life is, the studio, everything that's going on, everything that we're doing with this and all, it's just a nice pace and a nice way to do it, you know?
What is the possibility of Leviticus Leviathan Rogers, his full name, by the way, doing a wee show?
I think so.
Is there any chance it?
Well,
on behalf of your millions and millions of fans.
I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people here are asking me,
100%,
asking me to do shows at home, and I know it could. I have this bee in my bonnet because I played here for so long.
Yeah.
And I played. Always had this thing in my head. Why would anybody buy a ticket? This is way back. I always had this thing in my head. Why the fuck would anybody ever buy a ticket to come and see me when they could walk around the corner the next night, walk into a bar and see me for nothing? Now, I know those days are gone, but there's still that barrier that I think maybe still the same way.
Ticket at event, man.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I mean, we're talking about doing something really cool down at Evolution Boxing Club.
Shout out to Evolution.
Yeah, shout out to Evolution. In the next couple of months, which I would love to do. It'll be ticketed. You know, you'll go and buy your tickets and stuff. Come up. It's going to be very, very limited numbers.
Yeah.
Which is going to be good. But it'll give me a good gauge of if I should put a bigger show on, you know, in Belfast or something, you know. But at the minute, I'm happy enough the way things are.
Yeah.
Enjoying writing, enjoying the creative side. I'm enjoying working with you boys on this video and stuff, and I hope maybe every video we can kind of fucking do something cool together. You know?
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a really, really, really fun experience. Something we did in the last podcast that I think people embraced and people kind of like enjoyed was we kind of covered a wee bit of current events. And
which we didn't normally, which
no,
wasn't
really.
It wasn't never a plan.
Wasn't really in our wheelhouse. But what we've kind of, I don't know whether it's kind of like organically this has happened. We're finding news stories that are kind of buried, and aren't necessarily getting the viewership or the recognition or being heard. And not that we have a massive platform by any stretch of the imagination. But if we can, say to a couple.
This
of people,
is going to be a fucking movement.
Well, let's
get this time next year, man.
Yeah.
Batting the band, it'll be a movement.
Yeah, so like t-shirts and everything like that. That'd be fucking class.
Right, huh?
But yeah, if we can get one or two people to maybe latch onto a story and it enters other people's algorithms and builds up a wee bit, because something happened recently that we only found out about today.
It actually blew our fucking maybe a bad use of words.
Yeah, mate, fuck me. Jesus Christ, Lee Rogers.
I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. You know what I mean? Anyway, so, can we cut that?
Dude, can we clip that?
Let's go.
On a serious note, we came across a story today that was fucking chilled the pair of us to our bones.
No.
So on the 6th of July, 36-year-old woman called Sonya Massey, living in the state of Illinois, about 200 kilometers or so outside of Chicago, phoned 911 because she believed there was an intruder
in the house
in her home. What happened then, Lee?
2 cops came, or 2 local deputies, sheriff's department, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
They came to the house. They asked her if she was on any medication or if she had mental problems.
Yeah.
She says no, she's on medication. They said, can we have a look around? They went into the house and they said, for safety's sake, can we turn the stove off? Should a pot boil on the stove? And the girl said, yeah, no problem at all. And she walked around, and I can't remember, what did he say to her that made her say that the key
I think it was, we don't want a house fire as well.
She said to him, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, right? Which he then said, don't fucking say that to me, or something along those lines.
His exact words were, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She said this twice, to which the officer, Sean Grayson, because name and shame the cunt.
Yeah.
This way, he's a vile fucking he's just subhuman.
Yeah.
Now this video is circulating, body cam of this is circulating. Sean Grayson, the horrible, detestable cunt, said, you better fucking not, or I swear to God, I'll shoot you in the fucking face.
Now she crouched down with the pot to put it on the ground.
And said, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Was crouching down to put it on the ground. He aimed at her and shot her 3 times in the face.
Like, let that sink in.
Yeah.
Sort of 3 times.
Now Sonya was a black lady.
Yep.
These guys were white cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now listen, There's a lot of things coming up on and that's immediately what I thought as well. It was almost like, and I'm just going to dip into this.
Go ahead.
I think we should.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
When she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," it was like something changed in him.
A switch, almost like something else.
Yeah, something else took over the
yeah.
time.
Now, speak to me about that statement, the validity and the weight of that statement. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. What does that mean, Lee?
It's a phrase that exorcists would use. It's a phrase that in the occult you would use to get rid of a spirit that's a poltergeist activity. Mm-hmm. It's that type of thing. It's something that is used specifically in those things. Yep. You know what I mean? In those places, in those scenarios.
Yep.
So for her to say it just made me go, she has seen something in him or around him that she felt she needed to say that.
And again, people would jump to the conclusion or the misconception that she was crazy or anything, but her behaviour.
Oh, she was
up until that point
perfectly on the line.
It was not indicative of somebody who was erratic or who was exhibiting strange behaviour conducive to serious mental illness.
Exactly. No.
Yeah, and it's just the
way. This has been married.
Oh yeah.
July the 6th.
6th of July. This happened
all over the fucking news. And why was it not, Phil? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, it happened. It happened in Illinois,
right?
And Chicago, as a city, is in the top 10 for murder rate.
Yeah,
disproportionately, and more black people are murdered than white people. Not only was this an African American woman, a mother as well. Has to be stated, she was a mother. Yeah. It was 2 white police officers.
Was this buried because it was 2 white police officers?
100%.
And another black person shot dead.
Now, the family were only made aware of the fact that she was shot by police officers when they asked to see the body cam footage. They weren't informed this at all.
They were told she was shot.
They were told she was shot, but when they said, or their lawyer or solicitor legal representation said, well, we need to see the body cam footage. Not only that, but when Sean Grayson, the cunt's partner, said, I'm going to go and get the medical kit.
Yeah.
His exact words, and I have it written down.
It was over. It was a headshot.
She's done. You can get it, but that's a fucking headshot.
Yeah. Now,
Sean Grayson has been sacked and charged with murder, which he has pled not guilty to.
That's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is he going to go the insanity route?
He's going to say that he's going to use the old fucking trope of, I felt like my life was under threat.
Yeah.
So that's even
if she, right, listen, so even if you watch that video, even if she could have thrown that water, it wasn't getting...
There was a chasm between them.
Yeah, it wasn't even splashing.
Now, before we jumped on to record, we just heard an update. So Sean Grayson has been sacked, obviously, by the Sheriff's Department. However, prior to that, he had been moved. He had been in 5 different precincts or law enforcement agencies in the past 3 years. Now,
DUIs and shit.
He had been charged with 2 DUIs, 2015, 2016. But can you think of any other criminality or criminal acts committed where somebody gets moved around?
No.
Right.
Especially not in the fucking police departments.
There's parallels here to be joined with the priesthood.
Yeah.
To be joined with the priesthood. Yeah, priests got moved around when they committed crimes. Right. So if you're moved around to 5 different precincts in a 3-year period, there's something has gone on.
Yep.
Now, if this has only come to light, the question has to be asked, what else has this man done?
What other shit's he done?
What other heinous crimes has this man committed? And again, the fact that the Sheriff's County Department only released the body cam footage when it was requested and didn't tell the family that she was shot, that Sonya, sorry to give her a name, that Sonya Massey was shot by a police officer. That's terrifying. Now, is this indicative of the wider problem that we seem to see reoccurring in America over and over again?
There's a thought that I had earlier after seeing this, and it's something that I've thought about a few times, but it just came really to the forefront of my head. Is the police forces in America, the local PD, are they collective grounds for fucking psychopaths?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, are there serial killers? Are there fucking just bad bastards running to join the police because they know they can get away with that's crazy shit.
One from what you see,
we don't hear a lot. I mean, this is one thing we've just
and this is all we hear about. But I do believe that in America, I'm not speaking for the police service over here or the UK and Ireland as a whole, because I don't.
Can I just say, I know a couple of American cops and they're fucking great guys.
No, I'm sure there's guys,
This is a minority. This is a minority of psychologically fucked individuals who are using the police as a cover.
But how are these people slipping through the net? They're like, I don't know how the process of selection works there. How long is their training? Is there psych evals? Is there history done into the mental the mental wellness of their family? Is anything that's potentially in the family there? But it seems to be that these are the type of people that maybe got pushed around a little bit in high school, that still have a real fucking bee in their bonnet and are using.
Yeah, they keep seeing their bully in every face that they can fucking take down.
Are using this as a means to validate their own fucking existence by throwing their weight around.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's crazy. But folks, honestly, check out the. We'll try and leave a link to some of the.
Yeah, we'll try to do it. Sonya Massey, if you want to look it up. Sonya Massey shooting.
But it's absolutely crazy, and it makes you, do you know what? And you might get heat for saying this. It actually made me a bit more appreciative of our own police force over here.
Well, you know what I mean? Our police force aren't fucking popping you, you know?
No, they are, but that seems to be a thing. It's kind of like shoot first, think later.
Yep. Which
is fucking scary.
If you're in there, and you could plainly see he was not in any fucking trouble. He was
none whatsoever.
He was not in any danger at all. You know what I mean? He wanted to do that.
Oh yeah. He had that in his head as soon as he got there.
That's it.
And he had like an itchy trigger finger.
Somebody
right
was going
from
to
the
die that night. It was her.
Yeah, crazy. But again, it makes you a little bit more thankful to be where we are. Speaking of where we are, I read. See that for a segue. Speaking of where we are, I read another really interesting article. It was Belfast Live posted it earlier in the week, and it made me start thinking of a wider societal problem, and that being the perception of beauty standards, not just for girls but also for guys. So Belfast Live posted an article and it said girls as young as 11 in Northern Ireland have considered cosmetic surgery. Now, this survey was conducted by Girl Guiding's Girl Attitude, an organisation. 61% of girls aged 11 to 21 have said thoughts and pressures of getting procedures done have negatively impacted their confidence. Now, you're a father of a 16-year-old young woman.
Yep.
I'm the uncle of an 11-year-old niece.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is responsible for these unrealistic perceptions of beauty and standards?
Fucking social media.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. The pressures that are on teenagers in general these days there's two sides to this.
Yep, go ahead.
I mean, I think there's pressures on kids these days that whenever we were younger, we were able to kind of roll with the punches and go and do what we needed to do.
Yeah.
And you had your friends, you had your, you know what I mean? We didn't have any of this. When I was in school,
there was no TikTok, no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat.
You had to guess how you needed to look to go to your fucking school disco. Oh. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean?
A school disco.
It's fucking true. You know
what I
mean?
Yeah.
I remember doing stupid stuff when I was fucking 11 or 12, watching Dirty Dancing, thinking I need to dance like this when I go to, and you go to school disco and you just sit like fucking like a wee weirdo.
You know what I mean? Girls sat there, boys sat there.
That's it.
Ne'er the two shall meet.
Exactly, you know, but today you've got...
Where you going, my mate?
You've got kids who are... looking at certain things and certain, I mean, it all started with the fucking the onburst of the model thing that happened in the sort of 90s into the 2000s and it's carried on to now. But there's so much that you can just touch and find out what you want to find out. Nowadays, you don't have to buy magazines to fucking to work out what you want to be, or you don't have to. So you're reading people's. I mean, for me, my daughter's a beautiful kid. She's absolutely stunning. I think she's got her head screwed on. I think we've done a good job with her. Because it's not something that she doesn't worry about anything like that. She doesn't seem to care about anything. She has her own team of girls. I don't know. I'm not among them, so I don't know what they talk about.
Yeah.
But you just don't know. But that's something that has never really come up that I've had to worry about or discuss with her or anything else. You know what I mean? So for me, if she came to me and she said, "Daddy, I feel like this or I feel like that," I would sit down and I would talk her out of it. until she's at a certain age where she can make her own mind up, and then I'll go, fuck's sake, what are you doing? Come on. You know what I mean? But at the minute, you have to be kind of delicate with this sort of shit, man, you know?
Another interesting statistic was that 79% of girls aged 11 to 21 surveyed said they now worry about their way their body looks and report that they're willing to go to extreme or concerning lengths, that being cosmetic surgery, to change it. Now, 11 years old, man, 11, 12, 13 years old, that should be the furthest fucking thing from your mind worrying about...
You should be thinking about sleepovers with your mates and fucking how you're sneaking a drop of wine from your dad's cabinet. That's what you should be worrying about. And that's healthy. To me, that's healthy.
Yeah. That's experiential learning. But do you think...
Tell me about the lads. What's the flip side?
This is what I was going to ask you, mate. You know, it's almost like we're best friends who spend way too much time together. But I brought up the question to me, are men in general, we're not just talking about young men and young women, are men and women held to a different standard of beauty or aesthetic quality?
I think it's only the last 10 or 15 years that men have really, I mean, like that you would notice. Started to kind of look after themselves in a way that isn't fucking perceived as being feminine or whatever, you know. Most men are, you know what I mean. So this is something that's, to me, is quite recent. You know?
Yeah. Men moisturize, a lot of men get their eyebrows done.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, even that type of thing would have been very strange 15 years ago. Whereas now it's absolutely the norm.
It would have been perceived strangely by people. I think the biggest thing for me was, have you ever tried to watch Love Island?
No, man, that's not my thing at all.
Fuck me.
I know people that absolutely fucking love it.
People love it. It's reality TV.
Right.
There's fuck all real about it or fuck all real about the people on it. Admittedly, I have a friend who was on it, a guy, Adam Maxted, great guy, professional wrestler. He did it to further his wrestling career. Perfectly understandable. But I had an ex-girlfriend who loved it. So it was on every night. On every night in the house. Now you're watching these people and they're coming out and they're meant to be, it's like, Jessie, 24 from Brighton. Her face didn't fucking move.
Right, okay.
She looked about 40 odd because at the age of 24, something has told her she needed to get all of this work done.
Are these all rich kids?
I don't even know if they're rich kids, but the level of work that they had done, not only that, but it seemed to be, from my perception of watching the show, the more work that people had done, the more insecure they were.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to start and get that work done, you're insecure to start with, and whenever you get a bit done, you're going to see. I mean, here, if you get a little bit out of your cheeks or a bit your lips done, and then this starts to look out of proportion, you're going to start fucking trying to work, and then everyone starts to, and that's how.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not.
Do you remember the Bride of Wentenstein? Was that what you called her?
No,
the girl. She was like some big fucking multi-billionaire guru's fucking wife.
Well, there was,
and she looked horrific, mate.
There's ones I think I think it was an actress, Zsa Gabor.
I remember
that her name. She had a ton of work done, and then there was Donatella Versace.
Yes, mate.
As well,
along the same lines as your woman I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I'm just like, has anybody said to them at any stage? It's like, okay, maybe you need a fucking hug.
Well, they were powerful women. Nobody's going to say that to them.
Yeah, you know I suppose so. But it does get to a point where it's too far. And I'm never like, I'm not going to tell anybody not to get something done if it improves their confidence, their sense of self.
Could you be with a woman that actually starts doing that to herself? Could you comfortably sit back and let her, if it made her happier, could you sit back and watch that happening, knowing that it's completely fucking like...
It's a good question, man.
You're not finding her attractive anymore, but you're there with her. You're marked, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck me, that's a difficult one. Great question.
Is the person you love still inside?
Yeah. But, mate, again, at the risk of sounding really fucking just like a typical fucking chauvinistic male pig, you have to be physically attracted to somebody.
This is it.
You do, and you see people that say, "Oh, looks don't matter to me. I just care about the person." More often than not, they're fucking an ugly boot themselves.
And they're not doing any better no matter what.
No, exactly. So that's a bit of a cop out. Yes, personality. Yeah, of course, personality matters. My God, nobody wants to be with an arsehole like.
No,
but you don't look at somebody in a bar and be like, "Look, I bet they have a lovely personality."
Do you think there's an ego attached to doing that yourself? Do you think that you're saying an insecurity? Do you think there's a certain amount of that person that has an ego that...
Again, there's got to be things like a societal pressure. If you look at like maybe certain industries that people work in.
Yeah.
So they have to, like...
I mean, look at the actors. We're watching The Boys at the minute.
Oh, what a show.
Yeah. Well, it started in that first couple of seasons, she was that beautiful actress that you knew her face.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
the actress's name.
Erin Moriarty.
Right. And this last season, man, she's
you can
really drastically done something
you can
with this.
physically see her changing, but like it's, I would say, is
management, is it fucking,
is there somebody who you can put your finger on and say quantifiably they look so much better now?
Nah.
Because it always gets to the point where they don't look like themselves.
Can you think of one actress, big actress, that you can look at that hasn't had something done? You know, some of it was very subtle with Courtney Cox is a beautiful woman, but she's had work done. But I don't mind how she looks now, though. You know, she still looks, to me, she still looks great. You know, Jennifer Aniston.
I also think it's a male female thing. There seems to be greater pressure in like the likes of the entertainment industry for women to look a certain way.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the dudes that do it themselves?
Oh Jesus Christ,
man!
There was a guy that spent $100,000 to look like David Beckham.
Right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I look fuck all like David Beckham. But I look more like David Beckham than this fucker did. No harm to him.
Was it awful?
Oh my God! He looked like a badly put together clay composite of what a face should be.
Yeah.
And he regretted it. He was interviewed on something, and he regretted it. There was also the guy.
What do you call the guy? The actor. I texted you the other night and said, what the fuck's he done with his jaw?
Zac Efron,
man.
Yeah.
What is going on with him? That's plastic surgery. He said it was an accident.
Allegedly.
He said he broke his jaw.
Yeah, allegedly he was running in his house, in his kitchen, slipped and smashed his chin off like a marble kitchen countertop.
His face just looks too big. Everything just looks too big now.
Yeah.
Do you think that's,
that's
not how you don't fix a job by making it bigger.
No, you don't fix a job by elongating it, like, because
we all know people that have broken jaws.
I've broken my jaw, and it doesn't look any different from.
Not that you would know anyway.
No, I haven't seen my
fucking face.
I haven't seen my chin in 18 years. I'm fine with it. What was I going to say? There was also the guy. Another interesting one was the guy. Or was even a guy who was a they them or something, but he was transracial.
Right, what's that?
He identified as Korean.
Right.
So he got so much work done to appear more Korean, which in and of itself I think is that, like, we talk about cultural appropriation. What about fucking aesthetic appropriation, facial appropriation? And then he ended up regretting it as well. Why? So that all this stuff, there's permanence to it.
Why? You're not going back to the way you looked.
No.
Here, what about Michael Jackson? Did you ever see the video? Sorry, this is just a sidestep from that, from the facial thing. Did you ever see the video of him accepting an award? And he come on, he says, I just want to thank, and then he goes, I just want to
no!
Oh, why did you not see that? He come on, he says, I just want to thank, excuse me, I just want to thank, fuck, man. I think, so it turns out, people are saying that he's been putting that voice on the whole fucking time, man.
Well, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Again, this probably going to get me fucking a few people annoyed at me. Right,
go ahead.
The gay voice.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. That effeminate, high pitched, like almost if you were to do like a stereotypical voice, that I'm not going to do it.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
No. Can't. my voice is too deep.
Me neither. Like,
again, there's a comedian, I can't remember who says, like, do you reckon, like, two gay dudes who live together get back in from like a normal day where they both have that voice, hang their coats up, and like, fuck me, big man, that was tight going today, wasn't it? And like, aye, Jesus Christ. Open a wee bottle of Chardonnay there and let's get on the sofa.
Let's call up and watch UFC. Get them pants off you.
Happy days, mate. Happy days, mate. What? Jesus. I mean, no women. Their boobs and all. Lethal. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Freud would have a field day with that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's
Jesus,
that's a
fucking hell, don't clip that, fuck me. Jackie's clipping that, isn't he? But anyway, aside from that, mate, anything else fresh, strange, start? Because we're going to go into, for maybe if there's any people who are listening who aren't necessarily fans of the out sport of MMA, which you and I absolutely love, we're going to have a wee bit of MMA chat, probably after we both go for a wee piss here.
Yeah.
Is there anything else strange, startling, fantastical going on with you this week that you would like to tell us about?
A lot, man. I'm all good. What about you? Anything special happening? You're going away soon, man.
Yes, mate.
Tell us where.
Mate.
What's happening?
So for those of you that don't know my full-time job, I'm not Lee Rogers' best mate professionally.
He doesn't get paid for it.
Some people think that I just get paid to be your best mate.
Oh, mate, give me one of them.
I
would pay you. I would pay you.
Do you know what? I wouldn't take it.
That's good to know, because I don't have it.
But my full-time job, I'm an MMA commentator. So I commentate for a number of leading promotions around the world, primarily Brave Combat Federation based in Bahrain. But
we do what a fucking federation, man.
Oh, mate, we have had Elliot Topuria, the current UFC featherweight champion. We gave him his release to sign with the UFC.
His fights and everything,
100%. Hamzat Chimaev. Yeah. Again, we give him his release to sign with the UFC. Benoit Saint-Denis. So many great fighters have gone from Brave to the UFC.
Back to you, though.
Back to me, sorry. I was
What is
deflecting.
The plan?
August comes, August 3rd, I believe, I fly out to Zhengzhou, China for a show.
Where?
Zhengzhou,
right, got it.
China.
I will remember that.
Don't ask me how to spell it. But I go from China straight to Pakistan, straight to Bulgaria for a run of 3 huge shows. And my biggest concern about the whole thing is, how are you going to cope, big man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I fucking can't even cope you away a couple of days, brother. And I'm fucking...
Because this would be like, this could be the longest we spent, the longest we've spent apart, maybe ever. Like
I know, it's not good. But listen,
we'll
I'm proud of you.
No,
you're doing great things.
We can like talk every day.
Not bad for a wee shit kicker from Lauren.
I know. I am proof that you can be dumb as fuck and get away with stuff. All you need to be is in the right place at the right time.
Well, same as me, man. You just learn to play a guitar. You don't even have to be that smart to do that,
Aye. No, but piss break.
Yeah?
Piss break.
Piss break, yes.
Yes,
folks,
we piss break.
Back
in a wee bit.
Woo! So this place is haunted. Turns out this place is haunted.
Oh, we knew that already, though, did we not? Why did you?
Just when I was in here, my own earlier on there, it's the first time now you've had experiences.
Oh, aye.
Quite a few people have had experiences. Some people have been fucking touched.
Oh, aye.
Leg and all. That was the first time today.
Why? What did you have going on?
Well,
there?
I was laying down there. I was sending Carl Bell a voice note, and the next thing I heard a woman's voice out here. Now I had the front door locked. It was a woman's voice, because for a split second I thought somebody came into the shop.
Yeah.
And shouted hello, something like that. But it was a woman's voice.
There's 100% something.
That's fucking nuts, man.
In here,
that's
like
nuts. That was the first time, because I didn't doubt you, because obviously I had to right up my street that shit.
Yeah.
But that was the first proper time that I have had a personal fucking experience.
I've had 3 in here. There was, you were asleep in there, and I was watching something on the TV, and Nikita was doing something on the iPad, working away, because she works here, we hang out here, and heard like a. Three taps.
Three naps, sorry.
Like you would, like somebody knocking on the door.
Aye.
And thinking like the door was, it was like somebody banging on, like knocking on like the wall or something. Sorry.
Was that the day something popped off?
Yeah, like one of the fixtures there had popped off.
Right.
And there was nothing.
Yeah.
In here, no one.
Yeah.
There was something in here. There was no one in here. Another one was, I heard like chains being pulled,
or keys in your ear as well. Was that?
Yeah. That was a different one. I heard like chains being pulled or something, or almost like what do you call that thing a horse has?
Well, this used to be apparently out here used to be like a fucking out the back was an old stables for an old servants' quarters.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
And then another one was keys jangling at my ear with nobody around me.
Well, that was the first time, because I actually said to Carl, man, I've just heard a woman speaking. Hold on. And then I realised the doors are locked. She's not here. You're not here.
Was it? Could you make out what was it? Anything like? Could you make it out?
It was like a like that. It's something along those lines. It wasn't actually
something that hadn't quite pushed through.
Possibly like fucking like as if it hadn't just
got right up to.
It was here, and it was muffled. I'm fucking half deaf anyway.
Yeah. Something that hadn't quite pierced the veil.
Definitely out of the ordinary and out of the box. Like it was weird as fuck.
I know, but there's I'd love to do a wee overnight in here, like.
Would you do a Ouija board? Like
if there was a protection circle.
Protection circle, the works.
Now what is
do it right?
Like obviously we're saying protection circle, like every cunt knows what we're talking about. What's a protection circle, Lee?
Well, so it's whatever your intention is. You can do a one where you just walk around with a bit of sage.
Yeah.
Or you can do a proper fucking full salt one round the table.
I would want a full salt one. I'd want about 7 fucking rings of it. Pure fucking Dante's like all around me, like. That's it. So even if I'd want feel safe fucking.
The problem with Ouija boards is that people use them and they don't
finish it.
They don't.
They leave it open.
Address it right. They leave it open, and then things come in. Feed off your fear.
Yeah,
we talked about this before.
And also, it's like opening. If a door's open, stuff will come through it. If you close the door behind you and lock it, nothing's coming through it. It's that simple.
Also saying goodbye is very important. Goodbye. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Being respectful of what and if anything it is.
Here, do you imagine it starting to spell out shit you've done in the past? And you'd be like, nope, that's it. Goodbye. All the best.
C O K. Right, that's it. Fuck off. We're done with that, ladies and gentlemen.
Here.
B L O W J. What? Fuck off.
Do you know what we should do? We should do something for Halloween. Weird. We should do something for Halloween. Set up a podcast.
Halloween special.
A wee special.
A wee Halloween special.
Or we'll maybe sit here, fucking do it. Is there a way to do it live? I don't know, Jack. Is there a way to do this live? We can cast it out then and there as we're doing it. Do some fucking EVP work and shit like that. Man.
And if nothing happens, that's going to be one hell of a podcast for people.
Well, sure, but
in the morning,
here making shit up as we go along. You're at mate, no cars walking by.
I'd have wee 20 knocking stuff and all, being like, oh no, what's that?
We'll do a good one.
What was the ghost's nickname for his girlfriend?
Don't know.
He called her his boo. Boo. As in, hey boo.
I don't get that. What do you mean?
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the Bandit with myself, Phil Campbell, best friend of the whole wide world, Mr. Lee Rogers. We said we were going to get into a wee bit of MMA talk.
Yes, we are.
before you experienced something in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you also met a ghost.
Yeah. You can't. Anyway, go.
Yeah, so a few things for our, because obviously we both come from martial arts background, so obviously keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on in the MMA world.
I have done fucking zero research on this here. I'm going to let Phil do the talking. I'm going to nod now and again.
Well, that raises another interesting point. Since we've done this, you have become a wee bit more aware of events that are going on around you.
I'm enjoying jumping on and having a look these days again. I'd kind of not so much lost interest, man. I think I was just doing other things, and it was far away.
It wasn't a priority.
Even for me trying to get training in mixed martial arts, these days isn't a thing. I'm enjoying boxing. I'm enjoying the boxing, but at the minute the mixed martial arts, which I know I'm still very knowledgeable about. Just
technically,
but currently what's going on? I'm
sport entertainment,
a little bit lost.
Well, recently, the Association of Boxing Commissions, so they met last week at their annual summit and have approved a couple of key changes to the unified rules of MMA. The unified rules, of course, came in 2001. Headed up by referee John McCarthy, and have kind of been the gold standard. Apart from a few small changes here and there, have been pretty much a constant. ABC President Mike Mazzulli has confirmed on Twitter that from November 1st, 12 to 6 elbows, that is elbows going straight up and straight down, will now be legal in MMA.
Holy fuck, man.
Elbows used to have to come in at a curve, at an angle.
Right, yes. So, man, that's a dangerous fucking. That's great. Like, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be more. It's going to be add to a completely different complexion to the sport, which I think is going to make it even more entertaining. Now, do you know originally why the 12 to 6 elbow was banned?
Because it's a fucking killer.
No. This is the reason.
Okay.
Some guy who sat on the now remember the Association of Boxing Commissions back in 2001 and around this time.
Now hang on, can I just is that side of the head, not the back of the head?
No, like the placement of the elbow is still the same.
Right, okay,
you cannot imagine if you like a 6-inch strip like the Chuck Liddell mohawk.
Okay.
So imagine a mohawk going all the way back of the head
from 6 to 12, right back.
Yeah, down, you can't elbow this.
Right. Okay.
The top of the head
Temple?
and the back. Yeah, perfectly legal. Yeah, that's always been legal.
But on that 12,
but now,
6 to,
but now with
12
the
to 6.
Now with the 12 to 6. Now 12. The reason the 12 to 6 was initially banned or considered a foul in 2001. The Association of Boxing Commissions was just boxing guys.
Right.
So there wasn't a lot of understanding in and around the sport of mixed martial arts in the way that we know it today. A member of the commission had been to a karate expo, a karate demo.
Oh, get the fuck!
I swear to God.
I think I know what you're going to say here.
And had seen.
Oh my God.
And had seen in this demo. Now, if you see like if you ever see karate demos, now, like I'm not shitting on karate, but of all the martial arts, I'd rather fucking do Aikido. All right. So, no harm to karate, but, ish, ni, san, chi, catch yourself on.
Katas and shit.
You fucking arseholes in pajamas. Thank fuck for the Brazilians.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Thank fuck for the Brazilians. The Brazilians, a great bunch of lads.
They're good lads.
So, the 12 to 6, one of the commissioners was at a karate expo, a karate demo, and he's seen a grandmaster of karate doing a 12 to 6 elbow on a block of ice, like a hiya on the ice, broke the ice,
and that made them ban that fucking.
That is why that move was banned. So here, it's going to be great seeing it. It's going to change the complexion of the sport.
What about the fucking the tripod, the hand on the ground?
Yes.
What was that about?
Well done, Lee Rogers. There has been a change to the ruling of what is considered a grounded opponent. Now I'm going to read verbatim what the new ruling says. I didn't understand initially what it meant because it's worded in a very, very strange manner, but a fighter shall be considered grounded and may not be legally kneed or kicked to the head when only part of their body other than their hand or feet are in contact with the canvas or ground.
Right, so if they're on their knees with the hand down, they can be kneed.
No.
They can't be kneed.
No.
That's never been allowed.
No.
That's never been allowed.
So what used to be a grounded opponent was if you were on your feet,
you can touch the floor.
But you have to touch the floor. You couldn't put fingertips down. It had to be load-bearing, your palm on the ground. You were considered a grounded opponent. You could not be kicked or kneed to the head. Now, thank you, Ian Mahood. Now, what is going on? If you put the palms of your hand on the ground, you are not considered a grounded opponent. You can be kicked or kneed in the head. It has to be 3 points of contact.
2 knees,
excluding your feet and your hand. Like if it's just your feet and your hands, you're not grounded. So it has to be your knee, a knee, your arse, something else has to be touching the ground. Now, from reading that, I didn't understand that. I had to contact Aaron Wallace, one of the best referees on the island.
Hello, Aaron.
Aaron Wallace, a veritable fountain of knowledge when it comes to MMA. Fantastic practitioner back in the day. Was the first Irishman, I believe, to bring home an IMAF medal.
Aye, some boy.
Bronze medal back. It was 2014, 2015.
I done fucking pairs around with that boy.
Aye.
Barn. I'd say he's a nightmare.
Aye.
He was a nightmare.
Big fucking awkward who. So he is, but love him to death. Trained with him as well. Was there when he won his national Irish title. It was a great crack. But yeah, he now is a fantastic referee, a fantastic guy just within the sort of the fundamentals of the sport. So he explained that to me. But very, very, very interesting how that's going to change the kind of, because you're still going to get guys. So these rules come into effect from the 1st of November. However, each state athletic commission in the United States can choose to use these rules. Right. So they have to be ratified state by state, if you will. But
they're allowed to knock back the state by state, they're allowed to knock back the rule,
they're allowed to say, no, we'll just stick to the old ones.
Okay.
Yeah, so each commission will vote on that. But yeah, interested. They don't come in the November 1st, but you're going to get guys who, it's going to take maybe guys getting knocked out from thinking they're in a grounded position to change it. So again, going to be so interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for that split second, they're going to go, I'm safe.
And boom,
that's it.
And then they're KO'd. Another big news story in MMA this week: Paddy McCrory.
Yeah.
From FAI, he's on season 32 of The Ultimate Fighter, part of Team Grasso, submitted Mark Hume in the first fucking round with one of the most beautiful guillotines I've seen in my life. Now, Mark Hume...
I love how excited you get about this shit, man.
Dude,
I fucking love it.
Honestly, I was just... I know Paddy a wee bit, and he is one of just the good guys of MMA.
Yeah.
Genuinely good lad. Mark Hume had never been finished as a professional or an amateur.
Right.
25 fights all in. Had vastly more experience than Paddy.
Right.
Was the EFC South African national champion. Again, 12 wins as a pro. Came in. Paddy was a huge underdog in this. Paddy's 4-1 as a pro.
Right. Fuck.
First round, got wobbled a wee bit. Mark shot in, neck was ever so slightly exposed. Most people wouldn't have been acutely aware of it. Paddy straight away, under the tutelage of Liam Shannon and Pat McAllister at FAI. Shout out to the boys.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Yeah.
Switches, so goes from a high elbow.
So I never seen it.
Mark takes him down.
So he took him down.
Yeah, but as he's being taken down, cinches on the guillotine, switches to high elbow. It's tight. It's not quite tight enough. Switches to the ninja choke grip.
Got you.
Gets the tap. Big man's into the semi-final of season 32.
Good fucking luck, man.
That's fantastic. To the Ultimate Fighter. So shout out to the big man. Shout out to FAI. Absolutely incredible. But we're just going to finish off our MMA talk. Huge event coming up this weekend. UFC 304 in Manchester. Now, first thing... I
can't believe this is how far we are.
Mate.
From 1991 to fucking...
93.
93 was
93,
the first one.
Dothan.
That was the House Gracie one, wasn't it?
The first one was in Dothan, Alabama, I believe.
And it was fucking beautifully fucking brutal, wasn't it?
It was literally two guys, open weight, go into a cage, beat the shit out of each other with their particular. You were allowed to punch each other in the ballocks and all.
Do you know House Gracie? Did you ever see the interview with him where he was talking about his dad said, "Go in, do your job, don't hurt anybody." And he went in. That's exactly what he fucking done.
Do you know?
That's exactly what he done. He tapped boys out. Nobody had ever seen that before. What he was doing.
So he was selected as the Gracie. Now remember, the Gracies are one of the best fighting families in all of MMA. He was selected as the Gracie to enter the UFC because he was the least intimidating physically.
Yeah.
So they wanted to show just how effective the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was. Yeah. So once again, thank fuck for the Brazilians.
I know. And here by about maybe fucking UFC 9, 10, people had started learning.
Well, you had the likes of Ken Shamrock, who was a legit shoot fighter.
He was a shoot fighter. Oh,
yeah, you had Dan the Beast Severn. Guys.
I remember the first one he came in on, man. And it was like scary to watch that cunt, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mark Coleman.
Don Fry was one of his contemporaries, wasn't he?
Yes, Don Fry, who one of the best moustache.
Mark Coleman. It
was back in the day, if you had a moustache, you were a hard cunt. You know what I mean? And Don Fry came in and he had this accent that just, mate, he would come in and he'd be like, "Well, Don, how do you think the fight went?" "I just went in there and beat the fuck out of the guy. The guy came right at me and I just I punched his fucking lights out." And it was just absolutely brilliant. And Mark Coleman, Mark Kerr, whose life story is being made into a movie. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is playing Mark Kerr.
Oh, it's going to be worth a watch.
If anyone remembers the documentary, The Smashing Machine.
Okay.
Absolutely fucking brilliant. Heartbreaking at times, but also one of the best sports-orientated documentaries I've ever seen in my life. UFC 304 Manchester. First thing we have to say about this is, and I love Dana White for the things he's done for the sport, but fuck you, Dana White. This is a UK show that's on at 3 a.m.
to suit
the American market.
That's a couple of times they've done that. They've done it in the last few as well, haven't they?
They did it. Right. Main card starts at 3 a.m. The main event will not be on until about 5:30, 6 in the morning. There's only one way. Now, I'm going to go into a limb and say a bunch of the British fans, they're not going to be going to sleep and getting up at a reasonable time.
No, they're going to stay awake.
They're going to stay awake. How are they going to stay awake? Who knows? Loads of Red Bull.
But
there's no Colombians on the card. Anyway, so your main event sees Leon Edwards defend the welterweight, the undisputed UFC welterweight title against Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad is a man who's made himself undeniable with an incredible win streak, but he does not have the most aesthetically pleasing of styles.
Yeah, it's like fucking watching paint dry, man.
It is, man. You know, he's very good at what he does, but what he does, you have to be a real purist to enjoy it. Yeah. But Leon Edwards had that beautiful head kick KO over Kamaru Usman that won him the belt, and it was incredible. Then defeated Kamaru Usman in the rematch over 5 rounds. So that's a great fight. Honestly, I fancy Leon for it.
Right, okay.
I don't think it's going to be the most exciting of main events. I think it's going to go the distance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think it's going to go the distance?
I think it's going to go the distance, and I think Leon's going to take the win, and then potentially look for a wee bit of a super fight, maybe with somebody at 185. Your co-main event. Now, this is a fight I'm very, very excited about because I love this guy, Tom Aspinall. Right. I think he's a fantastic fighter. He is the UFC interim heavyweight champion because John Jones. I
was going to say for John Jones.
John Jones is away getting surgery, and that John Jones is meant to be fighting Stipe Miocic for the. So this is Tom Aspinall defending his interim heavyweight title.
If he wins this, the belt's his. Then he's the champion.
No,
he's still.
No, he's defending. This is the interim title. He's defending. Right, okay. He won the interim title, defeating Sergey Pavlovich, I believe it was, and now it's a rematch against a guy called Curtis Blades, a fantastic wrestler, who he has a loss on his ledger to, however, is a loss due to injury. His leg went out on him. So again, and there's something in all combat sports, Ian Mahood will attest to this, in all sports there's just something a wee bit different about the heavyweights, isn't there, Ian? Yeah, something a wee bit different about the heavyweights. You feel a wee bit more excited when the big lads get in there, so going to be a real fantastic fight.
Do you not think, though, that the heavyweights in MMA and the heavyweights in boxing are very different to watch?
Oh yeah.
I think the boxing for me, the boxing heavyweights have always been more exciting for me to watch
than MMA.
Than MMA.
We are not singing off the same hymn sheet at all.
Okay. No, I love watching. I love watching the boxing heavyweights.
Right back to today, dog.
Man,
guys.
Give me the fucking featherweights and all, and the lightweights.
Oh no, give me a guy like Randy Couture. Give me a guy like Derek Lewis, Alistair Overeem, Brock Lesnar.
We are very different. Then
you know these guys. Loved watching a heavyweight fight. Minotauro, Nogueira, Fedor Emelianenko. Me fucking Fedor Emelianenko. Come on.
He never fought in the UFC, did he?
Never fought in the UFC because
probably if not the best fucking heavyweight there's ever been.
He's definitely in the conversation. He's definitely thereabouts. Never fought in the UFC.
You ever see his brother?
Alexander. Now, he's a scarier bastard for very different reasons. Big man's Russian mob like. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
I don't want him turning up like.
That'd be shit, wouldn't it?
The boys from Stariosko, Russia. Another interesting fight on the mate. Honest opinion, Paddy Pimblett.
Man,
I can't warm to him.
I can't
warm to him. I don't know him on a personal level.
No.
But just this.
I've heard too many wee things, man. And his attitude, just fucking.
I don't know if it's
man. I think he would be better if he just chilled out and was a bit more focused on.
I don't know if this is genuinely who he is or if it's a bit of a personality he's cultivated, but it's not particularly likable.
No,
it's not. And
he didn't used to be like that.
I don't know. But
fucking Cage Warriors, no. I thought he was a fucking dead on in Cage Warriors.
He's fighting Bobby Green. Bobby Green, who's legally changed his name to King Green.
Right.
Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to fucking slabber like. There's some decent Irish representation on this card.
There's 3. Have we got 3? Have we?
Keelan Loughrane is fighting Jake Hadley.
Who's the girl?
Sean O'Bannon.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, Sean O'Bannon. But Keelan Loughrane, a guy who I've called as an amateur and now as a pro. Again, it's just great to see that level of representation in the UFC. Keelan's 9-1. Held pretty much every amateur title you can on this island. So it's great to see him flourishing in the UFC now. Who else do we have? A shout out to Muhammad Mokayev. Again, a great fighter who won, I think, 2 or 3 IMAF World Championships, really made his name as a professional in Brave Combat Federation, now fights in the UFC, one of the most promising young flyweights in the world. Just really, really looking forward to seeing him fight. Kiefer Crosby from SBG Ireland is taking on Another guy who cut his teeth in Brave Combat Federation, Sam Patterson. So I'm a wee bit.
Where are you with that?
I'm a wee bit torn with that because
you've got your Brave guy that you're obviously got a bit of support for, and then the Irish guy.
And I know Kiefer to say hello to.
Right.
He's a lovely guy. He's would never go by you out saying hello. But I've sat down and had like a wee coffee and all with Sam Patterson and his coach Dave Lee, and they're just two good lads. Right. He's a fantastic martial artist, and I've seen him with some incredible performances.
Have you got a call on it? Can you think who you think technically where you are with it?
Technically, if I'm being honest,
you're being pushed.
My heart goes Kiefer.
Right.
But my head for technical prowess goes Sam Patterson.
You diplomatic motherfucker.
Sam Patterson.
Diplomatic bastard. I can't believe that. Well done.
Sam Patterson via, someone is telling me Sam Patterson via submission.
Right, okay.
His submission skills are incredible. Yeah. Not only that, he's a fucking top drawer striker as well. I would go back, I would tell people to Google his fight with Cian Cowley. Brave 33 in Saudi Arabia.
You on that, were you?
I was on the call for that, and I got to sit cage side and just see an absolute clinic. Beat him up on the feet and finish with a fantastic guillotine. Sean O'Bannon is taking on Alice Ardeline. So Sean O'Bannon 5-1 as a pro. Lost her UFC debut. But again, I've called her as an amateur and called her as a pro, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what she does. So that is UFC 304 live on TNT Sports. Prelims begin at either 12 or 1 a.m. Main card begins at 3 a.m. So that's something we're all very much looking forward to. Would you stay up and watch it? Because I can't.
Are you staying up to watch it?
No.
I've worked it too. Is that Saturday and
Sunday.
No, we've got that shit then.
We've got that shit, and also I have a show on Saturday, Cage Legacy, down in Dublin. So I'm travelling down to it early doors and then coming up probably relatively late. So I'm not going to be...
maybe a Sunday night shout for us, after that.
Could be, mate. Could be, yeah. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Actually, maybe get a wee box of beers and watch it in here.
Absolutely.
Lovely job. Now, we're finishing with probably our most popular segment. Listener questions.
Go ahead, Phil.
So let's dive right into these bad boys. Bum, bum, bum.
I don't even know what these are. I haven't seen any of them.
Right. Let me hear. First one. Kerry Boyce, friend of the show. You have an hour to chat with a dead person, famous or not. Who is it?
My father.
Right.
Absolutely.
For people who don't know, like your dad's kind of the third man on the podcast, just a gentleman, absolutely, just genuinely one of the loveliest human beings I've met. And could I jump in on that wee chat as well?
Absolutely, you can. Oh, aye. Loved you, mate, sweetheart. You know.
Yeah, absolute. Just one of the good guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Fuck me. Gee, that God
must know.
You good, mate?
Yep.
You good? For me, I was going to say Kurt Cobain, but given what he did to himself, there wouldn't be a wild lot there to talk to. I'd probably be...
I don't know if Kurt Cobain would he be that fucking in? He'd be a shoe stirring bastard. He'd be hard to fucking get in there.
I'm trying to think. Ooh. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Be an interesting fucking one to ask.
Just so you could be like, here, mate.
Aye. What's the score?
What actually happened here?
Were you even there?
Yeah. No. Or now he's probably dead. But Grassy Knoll. If he's still kicking about.
Oh, the guy who shot
the other guy, Grassy Knoll. I'd like a wee word.
Grassy's a good lad. I heard.
I've heard he's a bit of a snitch. Hence the nickname. Anyway, next one from Jack Ink Castle.
Shout out
Ink Castle.
Ink Castle Tattoo Studio. We are the people.
Oh Jesus! It gives it a fucking connotation, doesn't it?
I didn't actually mean that. It just fucking kind of seemed the natural thing to do there.
Ink Castle, Chucky. Anyway,
these are good lads. We love yous.
Are flat earthers actual aliens with further knowledge than us mere earthly mortals?
No, they're just cunts.
Quite simply, no. They are people with
friends.
People who are
severely belong to something.
Severely lacking in personalities, who are making this their entire identity.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
So what do they believe? That the Earth is a plate, essentially?
Yeah, surrounded by fucking other planets that are circles.
I seen one of the fucking funniest things I ever seen. It was a picture from the Flat Earth Society. So it was like flat earthers from all around the globe gathered together, all around the what? Fucking daft hers. Catch yourself on, would you? Next one. From Steve. You all right, mate?
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just saying there might be one in the house here, you know.
Brother, brother, you wouldn't associate with those types of people. Anyway, moving. Steve J. Bailey, another lovely fella. Would you ever do ayahuasca?
I would do it without the combo. I would do it without the sickness. I would fucking do it with the only the fucking root plant. Now,
what I hear of ayahuasca retreats, I don't particularly like the setup.
Yes, but I think if you're doing it in the way it was intended, in the tribal fucking areas with the shaman, I think it would be great. Yeah. But what's happening now is groups of folk are getting together and they're doing it together, and they're kind of fucking after it, they're telling each other what. Do you know what I mean? They're telling each other what they're sort of saying what they think the other people's fucking trips meant. I don't know.
No, get the fuck.
No.
I wouldn't want that, because it seems to be people doing it in like almost like assembly halls.
Yeah.
On mats.
Yeah.
You know, a bunch of people, like upwards of 20 people. I heard somebody say.
Yeah.
And
now, listen, it has helped people.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not helpful. I'm just saying the setup.
The sickness thing, man, doesn't appeal to me.
No, geez, like. Yeah. I don't want to be like my days of throwing up and shiting myself in front of people went out in my early 20s, like when I actually learned how to handle my drink. So
just done it last week, didn't you? No?
I know I sent you a video of it, but like I said, doing it in front of people. I just sent you a video.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I like, and then I wouldn't want to be like. There's only other people I want to like dissect it with.
Yeah.
Especially straight afterwards when it's at its rawest. I don't want Jeffrey from Cambridge saying, well, in my opinion, I believe it. Fuck you, Jeff. It's not your trip. You're not having any of this.
That's it.
So, yes, I would do it, but just in a completely different environment.
Yes, in a different environment without the sickness.
Yep. Sam Anderson, what is your go-to song at the minute? Do you have any favourite songs for different moods? Do you know what? I'm going to let the musician answer that first. I know. It's very humble of me, but as a professional musician, you go ahead, mate.
I don't know. You see, there's certain, I mean, in the studio, in the tattoo studio here, I've been listening to particular things when it's my turn to, when I can get a chance to put my fucking Spotify on.
So like once a week?
Yeah, once a week. I'm allowed to stick my own music on here. Not my music. I wouldn't sit and listen to my own fucking shit like that. But the music that I like, you know.
And what is what is tickling your proverbial fancy at the minute, mate?
Fuck, I still love Bon Iver, man. Every time, you know what I mean. I would put him on. I would stick live, the band live. Put them on, because that's a bit of a throwback for me.
Yeah.
I would stick some. I've a good playlist of my own, of the stuff that I love. It's called Stuff I Love.
Okay.
Imaginative, but it's called Stuff I Love on the Lee Rogers Music Spotify. If you want to go and check it out, it's a great playlist.
Is it? I don't know. I've always wondered, like, does the mood affect the music I listen to, or does the music I listen to affect my mood? So there's I've always thought that was an interesting.
Do you not get like nostalgia hits from certain things when it comes up and you hear it? Like, I mean, I would get stuff and put me straight back, like in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. You know, as a kid.
Yeah, well,
I love all that shit.
So there's like certain, like if I'm feeling like light and breezy, Ray Charles has a bunch of like real up tempo.
Yeah, you love Ray Charles.
I fucking love Ray Charles with a passion, man.
That's just New Orleans to me, though. I mean, I've been everywhere. In New Orleans a couple of times, and that type of bouncy, fucking soulful.
Oh
man, ragtag's beautiful.
Like it was a quiet day in here, a very rare quiet day. I stuck on a wee bit of Ray Charles, and mate, instantly I was just like, it was. Yeah, exactly. I was dancing. I got a woman
way across town.
She's good to me.
Anyway, sorry. I should be getting paid for
that. We now have. Now, don't get me wrong. Pearl Jam have always been one of my favorite bands. I've seen them live, absolutely love them. But we have like almost like a deeper love and appreciation and understanding for them, because they always seem to be the music we put on when we're on mushrooms. Yeah. And did you know Eddie Vedder actually wrote a musical?
No.
from Jack. It was about Jack and the Beanstalk, but it was from the Giants' perspective. Do you know what it was called?
What?
FIFA.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, sorry. Moving.
It's not over yet. We're still
no,
going.
Moving. We're nearly there. Moving swiftly on. What's the hot take on Tony Bellew beefing with Jake Paul? He makes a valid point. That comes from Big Aaron Carter. Do you know about this?
No, I haven't heard this.
Tony Bellew, former WBC undisputed cruiserweight champion, I believe he was, former WBC strap holder as well, has come out.
Oh man, yes. Fuck, this can't happen.
He's come out and said that that it's deplorable on the side of Jake Paul that he is only fighting Mike Tyson if it's a professional fight, so that it then goes on Mike Tyson's record as a loss. Now you think of the names that adorn the record of Mike Tyson. You know, even win or loss, you have guys like fucking Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, greats of the sport. But Jake Paul's adamant it's going to be a pro fight, so that should he win, there's going to be a loss on Mike Tyson's pro record.
There's something under the line with that. I don't care what anybody says, man.
Well, he beat.
I don't care what anybody says.
He beat, in quotations, Mike Perry by 6th round TKO. For the life of me, I still think that there's something suspect about that. Mike Perry is probably the pound for pound best bare knuckle boxer in the world. He did not fight like I have seen him fight.
Like you've seen him fight.
Yeah, this is a guy who's beaten 2 former UFC world champions, Eddie Alvarez and Luke Rockhold, in the sport of bare knuckle boxing, and he loses to Jake Paul.
Is there something going to come out in the next couple of years about all this, do you think?
I don't know, but there's something a wee bit that just doesn't sit right with me. Now, and I'm going to say that until I see you in the ring, Jake Paul. That's my official call out. 3 million to take a dive? Fuck me. Just call me Tom. Call me Tom fucking Daly off the top board.
3 fucking million, you say? What round you want me down on?
Fuck me. Make it an early night and then we'll go for a wee pint. Will we, Jakey boy? No bar. Final one. Final again from Jack in Castle. Who would you rather fight? Minotauro Nogueira in his heyday in the octagon, or Iron Mike in his heyday in the ring? Obvious answer would be fucking none of them.
Well, none of them, but if you had to choose, like, bear in mind you're boxing with Mike Tyson.
But Nogueira, like, do you know what? An octagon's big enough that you can run away.
I'm saying Nogueira.
I would say Nogueira. I would say I would last longer against Nogueira because I could run away more. Yeah. Iron Mike with that head movement side to side, rolling up and throwing big hooks. You get absolutely fucking KO'd. It'd be like trying to spar with him in the hood. It'd be fucking horrible. Like,
fuck, I've done that. It's not nice.
Right, that's us, mate.
That's us
done and dusted.
I'm fucking shattered. I cannot wait to get a fucking sleep and maybe a beer. Not the other way around. Like, I'll maybe have the beer first.
Final call. Again, socials and all that kind of shit. Where can people find you, buddy?
L Rogers, ELROJERZ. That's the Instagram one. And then Lee Rogers Music on Facebook and Instagram. And I fucking have a TikTok as well, man. I've never used it. I don't know how to. I don't know anything about it, but it's the same handle.
I've never used TikTok. Why? Because China. You'll find me on Instagram at PC_commentary. Please continue to like, share, and support everything we're putting out there at the Bat and the Bandit podcast. So from myself, Phil Campbell, my best friend in the entire world, Mr. Lee Rogers, we'll see you next time for episode 6.
Adios, folks.